Hey,
Yo.
good morning. This is Rod and Jody with RoadFS. You're Jody.
Okay, from last night's party, I wasn't quite sure,
and
I wasn't even drinking.
He was Allison. He was Allison last night.
That's right. You're Allison or Bob or something.
He was Allison last night.
Yes.
So we are live from where?
We're at SEMA 2022. We are in the IGL Coatings booth. They've loaned us the comfy couch.
And we have an awesome cameraman. Behind
right.
the scenes is Marcus Parsley, so we got to give him a mad shout
We're going to give you like 2 seconds to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead, go do it now. So we are here with Richard and Paige Evans from Florida. Where are you guys at in Florida?
We are in Melbourne. So we are on the Space Coast, just literally south of Cape Canaveral.
Yep.
So we get to watch the rockets go up.
Countdown County.
Countdown County. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, 321.
That's good.
Oh, that's cool.
The area code is 321. Yeah. So
That's super cool.
They trademark that.
That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah.
So you guys have got a good story. You haven't been in the detailing industry for 100 years. You've been, but you're very recognizable and very out there in social media. So let's talk about your shop and how long you've been doing this and all that good stuff.
All right, so I've been detailing a total of 4 years now, and when I first started, the first year was I only really detailed 6 months. I worked for a used car dealership. I just had an interest in detailing. I'd only detailed like my cars at the time. They wanted to bring me in for paint correction. I knew nothing about paint correction. They offered to train me. 6 months into it, they still hadn't trained me on it. They failed to give me two raises that they were going to give me, and then ultimately fired me by text message because they ended up under IRS sales audit.
Wow! No.
So yeah, I've told people many times, like, you hear about people getting fired by text message, and you never believe.
I would have never believed it.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting in a recliner, and I told her, I just got fired
By a text message.
Yeah, like literally.
Wow.
So then and the funny part about that was I had just bought a brand new Ultima from them a week before. A week before. So I ended up Ubering for a couple months, and I drove around the Orlando area, and I made airport runs early in the morning. So I picked up like business clientele and like the who's who of some Fortune 200 companies.
Yeah.
I had in the backseat of my Ultima, and conversations, and I took notes. And then I was like 3 months into driving full time. Just one afternoon, it was at night. A post, I was scrolling Facebook, and a sponsored ad for a part-time job opening at the local detail garage was there. So I applied. Figured I had too much experience because I had a retail background, prior to even detailing. I was 15, 20 years in retail doing all different sorts of management, district management, general management, all that stuff. So I figured I'd be overqualified even though I applied. So I just sent my literal Facebook resume, just, what you could fit on your Facebook profile really worked. So I sent it. And he messaged me that night wanting an interview the next day, so I went in. But they wanted me to send my actual resume just before the interview. And I was hesitant because I knew at that point I was overqualified. So I went in, did the interview. I was hired for the part-time, but they wanted to talk to me a little bit more because based on having my resume there, they just so happened to have a general manager position available.
Oh, wow, cool.
So,
nice.
Within a couple months, it turned into that, running the store, and I was with them for a good couple of years. And ironically, I was supposed to come to SEMA in 2020, so the first summer of COVID.
Yep.
And I was supposed to come out here working with chemical guys, and I was in Los Angeles the day SEMA canceled. I was out there doing a training with them, and they canceled, so didn't make it last year. So this is our first year here. Nice. But I worked for them for a little bit, and I left, and I had Stick to the Details already going as a side gig, basically working out of the back of a detail garage. And at that point, I got on board with Owner's Pride Car Care as an installer, which is in itself is its funny story. But I'm working for chemical guys, but I'm not working for chemical guys. I'm working for a franchisee.
Right.
I fill out my installer application for OP, and they see that I'm chemical guys, and that whole Trojan horse thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Red flags start going up, and I had the founder of the company call me the next day, being like, "Why?"
Yeah.
And then he opened the door. And I became an installer with them, maintained a really good relationship with Dan Williams. Brian Prescott was my rep that got me in the door, and talking to Damon, they've helped mentor me and shape, mold me. And by the time I left Detail Garage in March of 21, I immediately called Damon and I let him know I was a free agent.
Nice. The free agent detailer. We're going to start that now. There's going to be a draft. Jody and I are going to be in charge of it. We're going to be your agents.
Yeah, I was like, well,
change.
I'm done. I knew a lot about the whole chemical guy system because, like I said, I went out there for 2 weeks and they literally handed me the blueprint that how to start a brick and mortar detail garage and how to run it and maintain it, all that stuff. So I had all that knowledge and I just applied that blueprint to what we're doing with our brand, which is stick to the details. Right. But at the same time, it's smart business of owner's pride to be like, he knows all this stuff.
Yeah. So you guys, the thing you guys are doing now. I mean, obviously, part of the uniqueness of it is that you guys are husband and wife team. Mm-hmm. A lot of the pictures you guys are working. You're not the only one that's working.
Yes.
Paige.
Yeah.
So
in fact, I see Paige working more than him.
Yeah, well, that's true. He's too busy taking pictures.
I think I look a little better in the photos.
Yeah.
We'll have a who wore it better.
If we're scrolling through social media feeds, who are you stopping on, me or her?
Well, yeah.
Well, that beard's pretty sexy, man.
The beard
is.
Well, it's not going to go there, but
you know what? I got to give him a compliment.
They can switch places if you want.
We'll save that for Marcus.
I mean, you probably are probably the most jealous one here. You've got the least amount of hair.
I know, but I make this shit look good. So you guys have got a really good social media presence, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, you guys post a lot of this stuff. It's all positive. You guys kind of stay out of the controversy. So I know you got big. I know you got big plans for moving forward.
We were talking about that before we went on.
I was going to say, sometimes it just comes knocking at your front door and you don't even realize it until it's already there, and you're going, "What did I do?"
Yeah. Sometimes you stumble into it.
Yeah.
On purpose.
So 2023. You got some plans. I know there's some of them you didn't want to talk about on camera, but
I'll just say we've got plans, and where we're at. We're mobile, but we're also shop based in Melbourne. But we're renting space from another gentleman who owns a DIY. It's called Solo Tech Auto Works. So it's a DIY auto center where the public can bring their car. They rent the bays out for hourly. All the tools are there that they need. So
nice.
Yeah, so it's a nice little setup. We're able to rent space from them on a monthly basis, and so that's going good. But we've got some big plans for 2023.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But one thing I've been learning more and more the last year is to hold the cards a little bit closer to the chest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Nope, I know what you're saying. That's you want people to know because it's exciting. We got some stuff coming up, but you're also, do I say anything until I'm ready to go?
Yeah,
so
we are in a very blessed position with everything in the last 4 years.
Yep.
I almost tear up thinking about it because we've come. It's been a rocket.
Yeah.
It's literally just gone. And I've had a lot of help, so it's not just me. It's a unique position. Like I my management position with Owner's Pride, having a Southeast, I got installers all the time calling, wanting to do what we're doing and trying to explain it doesn't happen overnight, and you can't compare the situation because I've had a lot of advantages, through the networking, and I'm the person that, like, if the door opens, like somebody's gonna open a door for me, I'm gonna at least stick my foot in there and peek my head and take a look around and listen.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that I really liked about my conversation with you is you were very different to Dan. I mean, it's like Dan has helped me so much, right? And I think a lot of times we don't give credit to those that helped us grow, right? And I look at the two of you, and you are very, very proud of your wife.
Yes, I am.
Right? And you can feel it. Yeah, I mean, not only are you proud, there's a lot of love there.
Let's put it this way, I'm not getting any better, so I'm not doing anything stupid.
So let's talk about the dynamic of working together, because your presence together is phenomenal, and it just bleeds through everything you do. So let's talk about working together as a team.
It is interesting. It's not for everyone. We have had the advantage of, we met at a restaurant together
10 years ago. 10 years ago today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Happy anniversary.
10 years ago today we met.
So that's the one cool thing. And then we've worked at multiple restaurants back and forth. And I
We've always-
joke that the reason why I'm here is because I've got like separation anxiety. But really, we kind of function better together as a team, and we always have.
We adopted a nickname while we were working together in the restaurant industry. It was Team Rage because we just
Ray and Paige, yeah, Team
Ray and
Rage.
Paige.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so it's just kind of like carried on, and it's almost like an inside joke to people that were like with us back then,
Yeah.
working because everybody thought it was at opposites attracts, me, her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
People question, they look at
yeah.
it, but then, you've got the
Yin and
experience
yang.
and the young and the youth and the, it all works
yeah, there's only a
together.
13
Don't
year-
get me wrong, there are some times where I'd want to,
And I think that's one of the things that actually we, not that we work with our spouses, but our company, there are
Oh, dude.
two brothers, a brother-in-law, and a best friend.
Yes.
And we break all those rules, but there's going to be days when you get mad at each other, but
Yep.
at the end of the day you're going to go home, and you're like,
exactly.
Yep.
you got to clear it up and go home.
And you have to, learning to separate the business from the relationship part of it, that we had some stumbles here and there.
Oh, and it's still hard.
And
It's still hard. You
But
still
we,
have to find that balance.
set rules, set, systems in place to make sure that the family and the business.
So what's hard about it? Because I think a lot of times we just say, "Oh, it's hard," right? Or I got through this, and I think we gloss over what So what's hard, and what have you done to overcome the hard?
Well, so for me personally, the criticism, I'm an OCD perfectionist to an extent. So when I go through and clean something, and then he'll make a comment, and it's not him being a jerk per se, but I hear it in a tone of like,
Questioning my work.
you're questioning my work.
yeah.
I'm gonna hurt you. Like,
Right.
And so then you have that like animosity, and you're just sitting there and you're just cleaning the crumb, and I'm just like, but then I have to realize, okay, I gotta go home with him a little bit later. So we're just gonna, clean my little crumb up and then carry on.
That's generally my mentality too.
Yeah, like you get bad at the moment, and then you're like,
I gotta go home with her. I
gotta
gotta
go
keep her
home
happy.
with her. So feed me.
She's gotta feed me later.
Yeah, that part. He's got to take care of lunch while I'm working, feed me,
Yep.
and then I'll make dinner later.
But I think that's a lot of people gloss over that in a relationship that's not a personal relationship. Like if I worked with somebody that was just another detailer, you're gonna just have to F you, and then
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
can
carry
say,
that
"Boss
grudge.
sucks,"
You don't.
and then
you're-
just go home at the end of the night.
So I think it
My
helps.
boss
I really
sucks, and I gotta
honestly.
go home with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to fire your business partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When she's married to you.
Exactly.
Jody's fired me a lot. I fired
yeah.
Jody a lot. It
And I hire
happens.
him again.
Yeah. He didn't give me a raise though.
There are some mornings that I'm fired before 7 o'clock
Yeah.
because I just get
Oh,
up
she's- and
and
she's-
I'm just sassy and on his toes and just picking fun and poking fun at him
I
and
guess.
letting him clean his Tesla engine, and just he gets mad at me. He gets so sad.
You can feel it. No, look at him. He's like,
She just did that.
he's just
did.
going, she went there.
I'm
Go ahead.
going to
Go
every
ahead.
time.
Now it's out there.
Yeah, of course it is. This is going to be like
I mean,
maybe
it's
the
not
fourth
the first time
podcast that the
it's-
story's
yeah.
been told, but it's perfect. We've been doing cars for 2 years now, but first Tesla comes through, and we're setting up the bucket. He's setting up the buckets.
Do the
I'm
wash,
setting up
your
my
detail.
interior stuff. He's getting his engine detail bucket ready in his degreaser, and he goes to pop the engine. And I'm watching him. I'm watching him from like around the bush. Like, this is going to be so great.
Literally watched me set up and do the whole thing, and I just wasn't thinking.
And he popped it, and then he goes, you see, like, I'm a
Still has a motor.
Oh,
There's
that
still
is so
electric
funny.
motor in
Still
there. It
electric
needs to be
motor.
cleaned.
So I always hold that against him.
There's
That
still
is so
general
funny.
maintenance that needs to be done to Teslas, like you said.
They've got a frunk. Yes.
They got a front.
They've got a frunk.
They do have a frunk. There's a lot of cars
that's so
with a
funny
frunk. I love
because
that.
it reminds me of because that story will stay with you guys
Oh,
forever, right?
forever.
She's gonna bring it up, and I remember
Oh,
this one
man.
time when Judy
Yeah.
and I went to Arizona for the first time, right? And we're in my uncle's backyard having a barbecue, and all of a sudden this desert tortoise comes strolling through, and so we go over there and I pick him up, and she goes, "Take him out."
Oh, no.
I go, "What do you mean take him out?" She goes, "Like Bugs Bunny?" I'm like, no, sweetheart. That's a
Wow.
cartoon, right? So, You got your Tesla, I got my tortoise.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's great.
So,
Yeah.
gotta ask the question. I see this green Mustang on your posts all the time. Is that a repeat customer, a friend, or is that yours?
The
Is
green AMG.
Yeah.
the Green AMG GTR.
Yes.
That is actually one of our best clients, and and he is part of our plans in 2023. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes.
And
There
if
you
you haven't
go.
seen their
Cool.
stuff, go find their stuff. Look at it. It's a beautiful car. Very
is.
nice color. It's a unique color.
It's the Hell Green, so
Yeah.
it's a limited edition. I believe there was
basically almost ideal green, to be
24
honest.
available in the United States. And when I first actually touched it, this is an interesting story. So the first time we did a maintenance on that. He told me that there was only 24, and me having that social media presence, I put that out there that it was one of 24, and I thought it'd be interesting to see how many of them we could find.
Yeah.
Found 17 of the detailers.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Have them
That's
around the U.S.
So
We're
there you
trying-
go.
yeah.
I pick out the rare ones.
That's
yeah.
cool.
It would be, and I think it would be cool to find all 24 of them. And these got anybody that's got one of these things. It's a limited edition. They've got money, so there might be
Yeah.
a chance that we could get them all.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
that'd be cool.
I
That'd be
like
real
the
cool.
weird stuff. I owned a 1 of 43 before, and it's unique to find other people. People pull you over on the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be a great
But
story.
yeah, no, like that. It's within a couple hours. It's spread on social media.
That's cool.
And people just like, hey, I've got one too, and blah blah. And then the pictures just started coming out left and
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
All right, so looking back, right? You guys have had an amazing 4-year journey. Something really cool is happening in 2023. Hint, hint. So we're not telling you. We don't know. Suck. But anyway, looking back, what are some key things that you learned that you think are helpful for other business owners?
Don't pay attention to what anybody else is doing around you. Focus on
Yes, sir.
Focus on your business.
Yes,
100%. And it's hard. You got to put the blinders on, and it's hard every now and then. And we've had plenty of shots taken out of us, and that's why we were talking about social media earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do it purposely, and but keep the blinders on and just focus on what you're doing. If you're passionate about it, and we were talking to our Uber driver about
Yeah.
this on the way over. He said he was detailing with like his brother or something like 5 years ago, and it just didn't go anywhere because his brother wasn't like passionate and
Yeah.
motivated about it, but he was, and it's just like, well, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
And telling him like right now, as we're entering a recession, like there's a lot of turnover in the industry, and it would be a perfect opportunity. I mean, I started right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a perfect opportunity to get going, and in 5 years you could be in. I'm not saying a comparable position, but you could be
In a
well
good
ahead.
position.
Yeah.
A really
Yeah.
good position.
Very, very similar. Jody and I started our company in the middle of the 2008 complete downturn crash shithole that we were in, and we said, if we can start a business now, we can get through anything. And here we are, 14 years later. So, all right. Well, if you guys
Do you have
haven't seen
anything
these
different?
guys,
Hold on. Do you have
yeah.
anything different or the same?
The familial part of it, building relationships,
Yeah.
and the network that has been cast around us has just been absolutely amazing. And not all advice is good advice per se.
I like that.
It's one of
Be
the key
very
things.
careful who you listen to.
Be very careful of who you listen to, but then keep the blinders on and keep your main focus of what you want in that tunnel down the road.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's
wise.
good. That is good advice. So if you haven't seen their stuff, go find them. They're easy to find.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
semi-recognizable.
Yep. Stick
Just
to,
gonna
Crazy red
say.
hair.
stick to the details. Melbourne, Florida. Also, Owner's Pride Car Care, because I do stuff with them too, and they're in Nebraska, and they've got some things planned in 2023
Yep,
too. So
they do.
and that's the best part. I've been basically. They started in February of 2020. I basically started in March of 2020, and we've just been being able to attach my brand to their hip, and literally just
That's awesome.
going through the motions as they're growing. We're
Yep.
growing, and both brands are just.
That's great,
Yeah.
man.
There's a
That
lot
is
of good
awesome.
things going on.
Yep.
There's a lot
That
of
is
good
awesome.
things going on right now.
Well, where do people find you?
Stick to the details Inc.com is the website. Stick to the details Facebook and Instagram
Yep.
and TikTok, YouTube. Although we're working on the TikTok and YouTube, we're going to be doing, like I said, 2023.
There you
Yep.
go.
We got
That's-
we've got some stuff going on, but yeah, you can definitely find me on Facebook. I'm on there.
Yep.
I'm a social media whore.
That's right. And so am I, so please go subscribe to our channel. We would like to thank IGL Coatings for letting us come in and steal
Thank
the
you,
comfy
Marcus.
couch.
Yeah,
Marcus
baby.
and
Thank you,
Joel
Marcus.
and Mike and everybody here. That's great. Appreciate it very much. And tune in next time. We're going to be running around doing live stuff. So thank you very much.
See ya.